Yeah, I think some of it's coached into the
Armstrong, like how he plays, and that's
yeah.
very
able to gather here safely. Thank you for the opposing team, Arcadia, that they were able to travel here safely. We ask a blessing that all may go well, but no injuries will happen. Thank you for the missionaries that they were able to show up. Watch over them in their missionary work. Grateful for all the many blessings we have. And these things we pray humbly in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, if you would all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now for the starting lineups. First, Arcadia Knights. Introducing
Everyone, and welcome to Southern Virginia University men's volleyball tonight from the Knights Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Seth Hansen, and we are ready to bring you Knights volleyball, the first home match of the 2018 season for the Knights. Last season was an historic season, Seth. It was the first season for men's volleyball, and this one's going to be an historic season. And then it's the first time that Southern Virginia, in their second season of men's volleyball, will be playing in the Continental Volleyball Conference. And as a result, the schedule, after a very, very fine season in 2017, especially record-wise for the Knights, it's going to be a much, much tougher schedule here in 2018, and I'm sure Coach Tom Peterson and the Knights are ready for the challenge.
Yeah, last season was incredible. It was so fun to see their first year here as an existing program do so well. It really energized the school and the campus. You mentioned the record was so good, 22-6 and a perfect 6-0 at home.
Yeah.
Really what the school needed at the time, and I know the fans are here tonight, really excited to see them pick up where they left off. You mentioned they're in a tough conference, have a tough schedule, but I think Coach Peterson is pretty excited about the squad he's put out this year, and we should be in a treat for this 2018 season.
Yeah, you look at the preseason rankings in the AVCA. Springfield, by the way, is rated number 1, but some of the other teams in that Continental Volleyball Conference that the Knights are in for their first season of conference play, number 6 in the country, Juniata, number 7 is Kane, number 11 is Marymount, and number 17, just outside the top 15, is Eastern Mennonite. All those teams are on the Southern Virginia schedule this year. And again, next Friday, they'll be on the road at Juniata. The Knights have already played a few matches already, going to Springfield, Ohio, in playing at Wittenberg, losing to Carthage, beating Wittenberg, beating Penn State Barron, and then losing to Lancaster Bible. In fact, that's a common opponent for the Knights and their opposing team tonight, the Arcadia Knights out of Pennsylvania, as the Knights lost to Lancaster Bible last Saturday 3-2. And just earlier this week, just a couple of days ago, it was Lancaster Bible sweeping Arcadia in straight sets, 3-0. So there's a common opponent right there. And of course, we're also talking about, for the Knights here in 2018, a lot of returning players like Cougar Clark and Colby Wilson, and just a few others like Mitch Vucevic and Daniel Ina, but a lot of new players, and including a couple of players from Argentina.
Yeah, Yeah, Coach Peterson has done a phenomenal job of recruiting, but as well retaining some of those guys. You mentioned Cougar Clark, who I think is going to be a huge factor in the season this year. A couple, like you said, a couple Argentina-born players, which is fun, exciting. We know volleyball, or we learned, Jim, volleyball is really big in Argentina. We learned that this week.
Yep.
So really excited about the young talent that's here. This team has so much potential. It's just going to be up to Coach Peterson to really unleash all that potential and put it all together.
Yeah, the new guys like Nawel Rikabaran, obviously he's going to be one special player that the Knights are looking at. Nawel Rikabaran, he's 6'2", 185 pounds, out of Argentina. Also, Nawel Aguero, also from Argentina. A couple other guys they're really high on, Christian Capizzi, also Jaron McAnoa, Braden Lee. These are the new players, by the way. We talked about some of the returning players, Cougar Clark, and we mentioned Mitch Yusevich, who was a tremendous player last year. He's a senior. Also, Kaipo Tegaloa, he's a sophomore, number 8. Daniel Ina, tremendous player, all-around player, 5'10", he's a junior. And just a lot of outstanding talent, and it's a good mix, once again, of returning players and new players.
Yeah, even we're talking about new players. Talk about number 13, Zachary Hofheinz, if I'm saying that right. He's 6'4", 275. Pretty stout build for a volleyball player.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Coach Peterson, he got him from the BYU football team out in Utah. He made the decision that his football career was done and he wanted to
Makes sense that he came from football.
Yeah, he's definitely the biggest one, at least build-wise, out on the court. But so Coach Peterson left no stone unturned. He did everything he could to get some quality volleyball players around the country. And yeah, really excited about this team.
And maybe it was the record, maybe the 22-6 record, including, as you mentioned, undefeated at home last season. But that first season in men's volleyball, it just seemed like every match was a big party. Was it perhaps because of the success? Was it the players? They show a lot of energy on the court. Maybe it's the fans. Maybe it's the court itself. And, of course, they also have a special seating arrangement during the men's volleyball matches. Tom Peterson likes this, the coach for the Knights, laying some extra chairs along the side.
Definitely. And you know, Southern Virginia might be talked about. Sometimes the arena is a little smaller than you're used to, but what we love about it is when it gets packed, the noise is just on top of you. It's a really hard and difficult place to play if you're the opposing team, and that should be a factor here tonight.
And you look at the folks that are out there starting right away here for the Knights, and it is Rikabaran. Nawel Rikabaran from Argentina. He is number 12. Daniel Ina, number 14, you see out there, along with Nawel Aguero. He's number 6. Also number 7, Mitch Yusevich, who was a tremendous player last season. And also number 8, Kaipo Tegaloa. And the server, of course, is Cougar Clark. As the Knights will serve to get the first set of the first home match underway here on this Friday night from the Knight Sports Arena. Taking our Arcadia, the Arcadia team, the Knights, also nicknamed the Knights, out of Pennsylvania. And they get the opening point. So we've got the Knights against the Knights here tonight.
Even same colors, Jim. It's a good thing the home team's wearing white.
And Arcadia serving. Knights looking for their first point, home point of the 2018 season, and there it is.
Really nice set there, just perfect. You know, as far as, you know, the offense goes for the Knights, or the Southern Virginia Knights, I should say, it's all going to depend on that set, and that one was beautiful right there.
And now the Knights serving in a 1-1 opening set. Mitch Yusevich doing the serving, and that point will go to Arcadia, so Arcadia is back on top 2-1 here in set number 1.
Anthony Devante serving.
Coach Tom Peterson told us yesterday's set that he likes the team chemistry. You would think with the new players coming in, it might take a while. Now, obviously, they've had lots of practice before the season actually started, but sometimes you bring in a lot of new players. You got a lot of returning players, and it just maybe takes a few games into the season.
Yeah, you can practice as much as you want, but there's nothing like getting live game action. That's the only way you're going to build chemistry and learn and grow together as a team. And so there may be some bumps and bruises along the way, but Coach Peterson feels really strong about where they're at right now.
Great serve by Rikabaran. Almost got an ace there. Knights will set up Cougar Clark. They'll tap over. Good block at the net by the Knights. Excellent shot there by Aguero.
Nice little rally going.
Set goes to the right to Colby Wilson, another key returning player from last year. And the Knights get the point and take their first lead.
Wow, that was the first good rally we've seen this game. Colby Wilson finishing it off with that nice little shot over the net. It's good. It looks like they're communicating right now. Guys are in the right spots, and that was a great play right there.
Good dig there by Rika Baran.
Nice
and he gets the point, too.
One of those Argentine-born players. Just really impressive. Had a really nice serve. It was a great dig by the Arcadia team, but Rika Barra, as you said, Baran, excuse me, he's the real deal.
6'2", 185 pounds. And he has a fault there. Service error. Knights still on top here in set number 1. Kind of a miss hit there by the Knights on that return, allowing Arcadia to get an easy point, and they have evened things up here at 4.
Yeah, Robbie Moctezuma, it looks like, number 14 for Arcadia, really tall, finished off that point there.
Well, he is 6'8", they lift him here. There's a Rika Baran right there, leaping up. And again, he's only 6'2", but then again, size doesn't matter a whole lot in volleyball, not when you can leap. I mean, they've got Cougar Clark listed at 5'10" on the roster. Now, he may be 6 foot, maybe even 6'1". I think that's what Coach Peterson was saying yesterday, but we're not talking about gigantic size like some of the other players on the Knights roster, like maybe an Avery Nigerian who's 6'10".
Right. Yeah, no, if you can, they're calling.
Might have been 4 hits.
Yeah. But yeah, when you can jump out of the gym, that's the most important thing. Coach Peterson was talking to us. He said volleyball players, without a doubt, are the highest jumpers in the world with the highest verticals. I'm sure Cougar Clark has dunked a basketball or two in his day.
Yeah, when you think high jumpers, the first thing you probably think about is basketball players, not really volleyball players.
Yeah, basketball maybe.
And look at Rika Baran getting up there.
That's out. There you go. Yeah, I mean, basketball, obviously you're going to jump, but so much of that game, the majority of it is running and passing. Volleyball, the whole game hinges on you jumping, and every play you're jumping 2 or 3 times, so makes a ton of sense. And the Knights of Southern Virginia certainly have their players with some good verticals.
Colby Wilson now serving another valuable returning player from last year. Point goes to Arcadia. Even things up here now in set number 1, all even at 6. Ina is in for the Knights. Hate to start comparing players as we have a service error on Arcadia, but it's hard to imagine a smarter player on the floor than Daniel Ina, number 14.
Yeah, Coach Peterson was telling us, excuse me, and Coach Baker were both telling us how intelligent his volleyball IQ is through the roof, and he's going to bring a lot of experience and smarts to this team.
Easy spike there. But the Knights grab the point and now have a 2-point lead. So they're trying to get a little gap going here in set number 1. Very even set so far between the Knights, and that one is going to be a service error on the part of Kaipo Tagaloa.
It's been a decent start here for Southern Virginia. It hasn't been the cleanest. I know Coach Peterson, there are things that he'd like to see cleaned up, but I mean, first home match of the season, and they have some growing pains they're probably going to have to go through.
Rika Baran, what a hit there. Just a little too strong. 8-8 now. And I'm sure Coach Tom Peterson, I know he was doing a lot of women's volleyball games with me last fall, and he's got a personal gripe, and what you imagine most coaches do. He does not like service errors like we saw right there from Arcadia. He doesn't mind it when the other team does it, but doesn't like it from his own team. It's really a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, you don't want any free points to the other team. You got to make them earn it, and like you see some of the best teams in the country, like we'll see in this conference that they play in now. I'm sure there's not a lot of service errors. They don't hurt themselves.
Yeah, the Knights had some good competition last year. They also played a few club teams, like from Liberty and Virginia Tech, and they're back on the roster, still on the roster here in 2018, Seth. But when you bring in teams like maybe Kane or Marymount or Juniata or Eastern Mennonite for that matter, it's a whole different level of competition.
Oh, without a doubt. You have to be on your A game. It's good to have some non-conference games before they get into conference play. And so much of the success you'll have in volleyball and in all sports, really, the best teams just don't hurt themselves. They don't always do amazing things. They just consistently make good plays.
Another service. That one's going to be called in. It's going to be, looks like an ace for Arcadia, or are they going to call that an error?
It looked like they switched.
Yeah, they switched it and called it an error. It went out barely. Luckily for the Knights, who get the point and take a 10-9 lead. And so now it'll be Mitch Yusevich, the senior, serving. Talked about him a little bit yesterday and said maybe he's the happiest player on the team.
Yeah.
Always a smile, they say.
Yeah, Coach said he's without a doubt the happiest player he's ever coached in his career. And we know the long legacy of Coach Tom Peterson. He's been around, and he has nothing but great things to say about Mitch.
This really close first set continues to be close. Now all even at 10 as Arcadia serves. Good set there. And the slam home by Aguero.
That had to feel good for Aguero. He had one earlier that sailed into the other team's bench, but that time he had it dialed in, and man, what a kill.
Other Argentina player, in addition to Rico Barin, is Aguero. He is 6'3", 180 pounds. He's a junior. Good serve there. And a little miscommunication on the part of Arcadia. They were out of sorts after that serve, and now the Knights have a 2-point lead. By the way, the coaching change was announced today, I believe, for Southern Virginia for the women's volleyball coach, as Nicole Gwynn, who was recently diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer, has decided to step down from coaching. She's still going to stay on for the university, I understand, Seth. Part-time administrative duties for the athletic department. We wish, certainly, I guess, Nicole and her entire family all the best and a speedy recovery.
Yeah, certainly. She's been a great part of the Southern Virginia University family.
Yep.
We're so grateful she's here, and of course our prayers are with her. Speedy recovery.
Tremendous coach, too. Did a heck of a job this past fall for women's volleyball.
That women's volleyball team this past year was so fun to watch. Again, electrified and energized this campus. That was the hot topic on campus during their season, so definitely great job by her, and again, speedy recovery for her.
All the best once again to Nicole Gwynn, as it's 13-11, and Arcadia pulls down that point to make it 13-12. So every time the Knights get a little bit of a lead, I don't think they've had much more than a 2-point lead, Arcadia seems to be able to fight its way back.
Yeah, Arcadia's doing a good job here. I think some of the length they have at the net is giving them an advantage, and that's kind of, you're seeing some of the struggles that Southern Virginia's having at the moment.
Good serve on the right side for Rico Barin. What do they say? It went out. And that will tie things at 13 here in set number 1. You know, on your home floor, especially if you're trying to send a message to Arcadia, it's so important, I would think, Seth, for the Knights to win this first set.
Yeah, you never want to drop the first set. You feel like you're coming and having to dig yourself out of a hole.
Over to Cougar Clark, but his shot is out.
They're coming.
And Arcadia's got the lead now, 14-13.
They're coming so close. It does look like an early match in the season because they're setting themselves up right. They're just not being able to finish. Hopefully, as the match progresses, they'll find a little more of their rhythm.
And Montezuma serving here. The set goes to Cougar Clark, and he puts that one away. And we're even at 14.
And I would keep serving it up to Cougar Clark as much as possible. He is one of the leaders on this team. Tremendous talent, as we mentioned, jumps out of the gym and has all the confidence in the world. He wants the ball his way, and he wants to help his team to a victory.
Colby Wilson, the junior, 6'4", 195 pounds, serving. Good block at the net by the Knights, but it went out. And Arcadia back on top here, 15-14. No, they're going to say it went to the Knights. Apparently it was touched and then went out, so it's 15-14 Knights. They've got a 1-point lead, and let's see if they can go on a little bit of run here. Good block by the Knights of the net, by Yusevich, but Arcadia coming right back to get the point.
And Arcadia's showing a lot of heart right now, playing really tough. as you mentioned, every time the Southern Virginia Knights get a point, Arcadia doesn't back down. And
Yeah, it's
they're
been so
playing tough.
even. We haven't seen anybody go on a little 3 or 4 or 5 point run, Seth, so we haven't seen any timeouts to settle perhaps a team down. We might see a lot of timeouts down the stretch if one team can maybe go on top by 2 or 3.
Right. You might see that as this game progresses.
So the Knights have the lead back, and now Tagaloa will serve. Kaipo, the 6'1" sophomore out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Good strong serve there. Knights go for the block, but it's blocked out of bounds by Rico Barron. And so we're even again at 16.
Had a lot of those too. They're in the right position, timing their jumps perfect, size up the block, and then it just goes out of bounds.
They go over to Cougar Clark, and he goes too wide with that shot. And now Arcadia on top here, 17-16. Quinn Bailey serving for the Knights of Arcadia. And he has a service error. Knights will take that and see if they can build off that, 17-17.
I'm excited to see Cougar Clark serve here. He's got one of the nastiest serves that we've seen.
Oh, that was a nasty serve.
It certainly was. It was a great dig. Oh, I'm not sure what they called there.
I believe it went out, but it was touched by Arcadia.
Oh, okay.
So it's 18-17. The Knights have a slim 1-point lead. See if Cougar can maybe give the Knights a 3-point run here. Again, they've led by 2, and that's been their biggest lead. Good strong serve there. Let's see if Arcadia can get this thing back. They do. Now the Knights can set up for the kill. Jucevic. Great dig there if the Knights can hang on. He hit the ceiling fan, and Clark gets it back over. First time we've had the hit on the fan. And no stopping that shot by Arcadia.
Yeah, once the ball hit the ceiling, it really got them out of their rhythm. They were going to set something up nice there.
Obviously, in this arena, that's a wild card, really for both teams, but it just seems the Knights are a little bit more used to it at times.
Yep.
Big point here in an 18-18 score. Tagaloa, a little tip. Knights will set up Tagaloa again. They'll make that Aguero. It's blocked by the Knights. And Arcadia, maybe some confusion there about who was going to go after that ball. There were a couple of players in the area.
Yep, they were kind of just looking at each other there.
And so the Knights now lead 19-18. And now it'll be Jucevic serving, trying to give the Knights a cushion here. Hits the net, gets over. Blocked by the Knights, but unsuccessfully, and it's 19-19. Couldn't ask for a closer first set.
Yeah, definitely back and forth, been exciting.
I think Arcadia's biggest lead is 1. The Knights' biggest lead for Southern Virginia has been 2. Anthony Devonter serving for Arcadia. They go to Coley Wilson for the kill.
That was great. I think Arcadia, they saw Aguero again. They've been going to Aguero out on the outside. They were expecting that angle from Aguero, the deep angle over there, but they mixed it up, went to Colby Wilson inside, and that really paid off for him.
So the Knights have a 1-point lead, and Rico Barron will now serve. Rico Barron from Argentina. Quick hit over by Arcadia. A little confusion there for the Knights. Cougar Clark finds the opening, though.
Wow. What a headsy play by someone who's got a lot of experience. Great, smart play.
Yeah, usually when you think of Cougar Clark, you think of raw power.
Yep.
Not placement.
Yep, but a headsy play. Understood the situation. The ball didn't get set exactly how they wanted to set up for a huge kill. but uses his head and just took the finesse shot there to earn him the point.
And so the Knights have a 2-point lead, matching, I believe, their biggest lead so far here in set number 1. They're 4 points away from victory. Timeout on the court. Arcadia wants to make sure the Knights don't get another point. Right now, 2 points this close to 25 is alarming, I'm sure, for Arcadia, but if the Knights get another point or two, it could be really tough for the Arcadia Knights to make the comeback.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Peterson here, and I'm trust me, Coach Peterson is much better at coaching volleyball than I am, but I think I would be stressing what we talked about earlier. Don't give anything away. Make them earn it right here. You're so close to finishing off this set. Make sure you've got clean passes, clean sets, and for goodness sake, make sure that when you serve the ball that it's in, because we don't want to give them anything.
And this arena will be busy tomorrow, too. We've got volleyball tonight. Also got men's wrestling on the road at Washington Lee tonight, but tomorrow a doubleheader for women's and men's basketball against Penn State Harrisburg. Women's game at 1 o'clock. Men's game to be following around 3:30 or so. A really important game for both teams, especially the women who are right in the thick of the battle to try to get the 6th spot in the Capital Conference postseason tournament. Right now they're tied for 6 with Frostburg, whereas the men's team for Southern Virginia, they are 3 games out of the 6th spot, so it would take a heck of a finish by Tony Caputo and the men's team to maybe land that 6th spot in for the men's tournament. But right now the women, they've got a lot of big home games coming up, including that game tomorrow against Penn State Harrisburg.
Yeah, and Penn State Harrisburg is a spot or two down in the standings from Southern Virginia, so they're really hoping they can take advantage of being at home against an opponent they feel they should be a great matchup tomorrow.
Here's Rika Barron with the serve, a very soft serve there. Cougar Clark not able to get that one back, and Arcadia gets a big point after the timeout to make it 21-20.
I tell you, that was a heck of a kill, by Jason Manley for Arcadia. That ball was straight down when he killed it.
Rika Barron able to get that serve. It's hit by Arcadia and out of bounds, and the Knights get the point, so now they are 3 points away. And when it's this close, though, and you're this close to 25 and you're only 2 points ahead, every point is crucial.
Oh, definitely. Good shot by Aguero. You'd like to see him mix up his angles a little bit. He keeps going for the cross-court shot, but that time it paid off for him.
Aguero serving here.
There we
Cougar
go.
Clark getting up there, tipping it over, knocking off an Arcadia player out of bounds. And the Knights, for the first time, I believe, in this first set, have a 3-point lead.
Another headsy play by Cougar Clark.
Another timeout taken by Arcadia. And why not? They don't want to waste these timeouts, not when they're just 2 points away, the Knights are, from getting victory here in set number 1.
Yeah, I don't blame Coach for Arcadia for doing that at all. This team, they've had a shot here to really take control, but Southern Virginia keeps battling back. They've shown their experience, and it's been a great, fun first set to watch. Hopefully Southern Virginia can finish it off here.
We're talking about women's basketball here for Southern Virginia. And again, the Knights are tied with Frostburg for the 6th spot right now, and they've got a lot of winnable home games down the stretch. Harrisburg tomorrow. Marymount obviously is the conference leader next Wednesday. That's going to be a very tough home game, but the remaining 2 home games are against Frostburg, who they're tied with, and also St. Mary's, who's like Penn State Harrisburg underneath them.
Yep.
So you could make the argument, I guess, that 3 of those 4 home games are winnable games, which really puts them schedule-wise in pretty good shape. They control their own destiny. On the other hand, you don't want to lose games like that because then you really have to make it up on the road.
Yeah. No, certainly. And Coach Roberts, she's just got to be preaching to her team like, well, let's just get one game at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Just take it one game at a time and everything will work out how it's supposed to. And they've got a lot of good players playing with a lot of heart, a lot of passion right now. They had the big win last night over Trinity, who's definitely an inferior opponent to them, but they took care of business, so they've got to feel good going into tomorrow's matchup.
And they're 3-3 on the road. They've actually had some big road wins as that serve is out. So the service error by Aguero, not what the Knights were looking for. They're still 2 points away from victory, but then again, Arcadia is only 4 points away from winning.
Just need a nice clean dig and a nice clean pass here.
And perhaps even a service error would help.
Yeah, certainly take one of those.
But Arcadia played it safe and tapped it over easy. Rika Barron, it's knocked out.
That was a good play, really good play, way to mix it up again. they've been hitting the outside shots a lot. It was nice to see a service in the middle to Rika Baran. Took advantage of it. It was a good block by Arcadia, but one of those where it got knocked out.
And set point for Colby Wilson. Blocked by the Knights. Now they'll set it up for Cougar. He puts it away, and the Knights end up winning that first set 25-21.
And that's a great way to finish. You want to see Cougar Clark getting in, making an impact on the game. That was a bumpy set. No, it was a close one, but was not perfect by any means by Southern Virginia. I think Coach Peterson would love to see them play a cleaner set here and hopefully get a bigger lead than the 3 points, 4 points, whatever it was at the very end.
And we'll see how this turns out. I mean, if that's the best that Arcadia is going to play all night, that first set, they played pretty good. And if that's the worst the Knights are going to play from Southern Virginia, then obviously it bodes very well. But then again, if we see another set like that and it didn't really go the Knights' way until the very end of that first set, if we see the same thing here in set 2 and maybe a set 3, we may see beyond 3 sets. I mean, I'd see a 4 or 5 set match.
Yeah, volleyball's funny like that. It'll be interesting to see how Arcadia responds. I know that it's a very deflating feeling. You earned 21 points in that set, 22 points, whatever it was in that set, and now it was all for nothing because you lost it. So being able to keep yourself up is going to be really interesting. And as well for the Knights of Southern Virginia, if they can lay down the hammer, they don't want to let up. They want to just put this one away as fast as they can.
We mentioned that the Knights will be on the road after this next Friday playing at Juniata. And again, that is the number 6 team in the country right now, obviously very early in the standings and the rankings. And then they played Thiel next Saturday. In fact, then they go to Eastern Mennonite on Wednesday the 7th. And at Newman on the 10th, they will not play again at home until February the 16th against Marymount. And then they've got Juniata on the 17th as well as UC Santa Cruz. So it's going to be obviously about 3 weeks or so from tonight before the Knights will be back at home. So they've got some big road matches coming up.
Yeah, they certainly do. And I mean, we know Coach Peterson's coaching resume. He's not the kind of coach or person to back down from anyone. I think he gets excited from those big matchups and going on the road. I think it excites him, and the personality of the team will reflect that.
And of course, in the conference during the Continental Valley Volleyball Conference, there's 5 teams in each division, and the top 3 in each division will make the postseason tournament, which is really obviously the goal here. The winner of the conference tournament will then go on to the national tournament. So really, during the regular season, you'd love to get as many wins as possible, but you really want to position yourself to make sure you're in the top 3 in your division.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, the conference games are always the most important. These games are nice. It's good to play Arcadia and get a feel for the game and clean some things up, but we know that the ones that matter are the conference games, and Coach Peterson's going to have them ready to go. And definitely I would expect to nab one of those first 3 spots in the division, but it is a very tough division, very tough conference, so anything can happen.
Although this Knights team, as we saw last season, they're very competitive. They don't want to lose at all, whether we're talking about conference or non-conference. Obviously last year was all non-conference and not being in a conference in their first season for men's volleyball. Well, they don't want to lose, especially at home.
Oh, no. They have that perfect, they only played 6 games at home last season, but perfect 6-0 record at home, and that's exciting. That's something that they take pride in, and they want to extend that streak. Definitely starting here tonight.
Especially when you consider their next home match once again on the 16th will be against a rough customer, Marymount on the 16th and Juniata on the 17th. That's going to be a very tough weekend in 3 weeks for the Knights as we get set 2 underway here from the Knight Sports Arena. Crowd has really filled out all the seats here, Seth, and it's starting to be a jam-packed crowd in here tonight. Yeah,
I expect them to come alive, especially if we see another set like the previous one. You're going to see the crowd get into this.
At that point, if the Knights could win set 2, the Southern Virginia Knights, as they get the service error right off the bat, obviously they would be one set away from winning their first home match of 2018. So the Knights off and running with a 1-0 lead. Yusevich checks in, and Colby Wilson will now serve. Momentary stoppage in play. Looks like now they're ready to go. Colby Wilson serving. Knights lead here, 1-0 in set 2. Soft serve, service error. And Wilson checks out for Ina. And a bad service error that time for Arcadia, as Austin Browse, the sophomore, not even close to getting that one over.
Southern Virginia needs to take advantage here.
2 service errors to start off set 2 for Arcadia. And a service error for the Knights. Service errors all around so far here in set 2.
Edwin Waters coming in for Jared Pitchler.
Now Devontae will be serving here for Arcadia. That one tailing away from the Knights. They're able to get it. Cougar Clark, but it's blocked by Arcadia. And Arcadia takes a 3-2 lead. You know, the biggest lead for the Knights, I believe, in set 1 was the final advantage, 25-21. I'm sure Coach Peterson, he was hoping to get off to a good start, maybe get a 4 or 5 point lead here in set 2 and really get Arcadia thinking about things.
Yeah, and you can't start a set with 2 service errors. I know Arcadia did it as well, but that's just not what Coach is preaching. As they have another stoppage in play here. Talking to one of the photographers, got it squared away.
So Devontae is ready to serve again for the Arcadia Knights, who lead for the first time here in set 2, 3-2. Knights will go to Rika Barron. It is blocked by Arcadia. Cougar Clark will try, but his serve goes out, and Arcadia takes a 4-2 lead.
Arcadia is bouncing back nice after that deflating loss in that first set. They've really picked it up and haven't let it phase them in this set.
Yeah, Cougar Clark trying to go down the right line with that kill shot, just not able to do it. Rika Barron tries from the left side for the Knights. Good dig there. But the point goes to Arcadia, and they've got their biggest lead of the night here, 5-2. So now it's Arcadia jumping on top here in set 2. That one just went out.
That was very close, definitely.
Yeah, Devontae serves, and his serve seemed to really curl away. That's a tough serve to return, and he almost was able to curl that right into the corner. Cougar Clark will serve as the Knights trail here, 5-3. Clark with a service error.
A little strong there.
So the Knights have 3 service errors on, I believe, there are 3 serves so far. Six to 3, Knights trail. And Arcadia returns the favor to make it 6-4.
Definitely a slower pace in this set. Both teams trying to take advantage of the serves, but just not going their way.
Jucevic has to get this one in. And he did, I believe, for an ace.
Oh, they called it out.
Yeah, it looked to me like it was in.
That was pretty close.
It almost looked like it was in by a good foot or maybe a half a foot.
Yeah, maybe it was the trick of the light because from here it looked pretty obvious.
So now Arcadia on top 7-4. Another service error for the Knights. Rika Barron over. And I believe we're going to have a double hit on Arcadia, which will give the Knights a point and pull them within 2 at 7-5.
Lobo serving.
So Noel Rika Barron, they call him Lobo, and he'll serve here, hoping to go on a little bit of a run here. Knights trying to avoid another service error, which they do. But It is Arcadia putting that shot away. The spike by Austin Bross, and it's 8-5 Arcadia.
It's good to see Lobo out here. The word we got from Coach Peterson yesterday was he would not play tonight, was having a back issue.
Yep.
The trainers have been working with him, but guess he was good to go.
Service error that time by Arcadia makes it 8-6. Arcadia's service errors are keeping the Knights in this second set. And of course, the Knights with the service errors themselves have allowed Arcadia to take the lead here. The dig there by the Knights. Colby Wilson not able to get the spike. But Cougar Clark able to get it. It's 8-7.
That was a really good precision shot by Cougar. He didn't smash that thing, and from here we had a perfect angle. It was a tight little window between those blockers, but got it in between and earned that point.
So Aguero serving. Knights trying to get the equalizing point. Good dig there by Ina. Another good dig by the Knights.
Oh, that one went Arcadia's way. It looked real close.
Yeah, that was a very, very close shot. Arcadia getting the nod there for a 9-7 lead. That's a couple of shots that have gone against the Knights, literally by inches, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson up there trying to hit it.
It looked like they called a double touch, possibly touched the net, but
And the Knights get the point to make it 9-8. Now Colby will serve.
Colby Wilson serving for the Knights.
It's been a tight match all the way. 25-21 in the first set for the Knights. They trail here in set two. Good dig. Tegaloa. Clark gets it over.
it's out.
And a good break there. It looked like Arcadia had a great chance for the set for the spike and just kind of never really had a good set.
Yeah, it just didn't develop, or no one really made the right shot. Knights got a lucky one there.
Wilson will serve 9-9. A rolling attempt at a dig that time by Aguero, not able to get it, so it's 10-9 Arcadia. But when you consider, by my count, the Knights have 4 service errors, they're lucky to only be down by 1 right now.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't feel like this close of a game, but both teams have kind of made their mistakes along the way, along with some of the good shots they've made, keeping it really tight.
Austin Braz will now serve. Knights trying to get that 10th point to tie. Good, strong kill shot there by Clark. It's knocked out of bounds by the Knights, and the point will go to Arcadia. They now have a 2-point lead, 11-9. Arcadia knowing they needed to win this second set, not wanting to go down 2-0 to the Knights. They would have to win 3 straight sets. And the Knights get that point to make it 11-10.
So Southern Virginia here, not going away. They're fighting and they're battling. I think they feel like if they can pull ahead, if they can tie it and then take the lead, that they'll kind of get a grasp on this game, on this match here. But they got to keep fighting.
Filippo Taigaloa serves for the Knights. Knights trail by 1. And a service ace as it hits the net, and the Knights finally catch a break and tied at 11.
Man, if they can get their serves working, really working for them instead of working against them here, you could see this game change.
Another strong serve by Tegaloa. Kaipo getting it over for a 12-11 lead, and so the Knights, I believe, have now rattled off 3 points in a row to go from 2 down to 1 up.
And an amazing serve right there. Not only was it very accurate, but had some real mustard on it. Just split the 2 Arcadia players.
Another strong serve there by Tegaloa. And the Knights will get the point. Arcadia too strong with that shot. That's 4 straight points by the Knights. They've gone from down 2 to up 2, 13-11. And you wonder if another point or 2 occurs for Southern Virginia if Arcadia might use its first time out of the second set. Another good strong serve by Kipo. Little nice backhanded hit there by Arcadia. Cougar Clark blocked by the Arcadia Knights. And the Knights are going to get that point. They've got a 14-11 lead. Looking over to see if Arcadia's going to take a timeout, and they are.
Yep. Yeah, you can see it too. They've gotten a few points in a row now, and they're starting to feel it. It's starting to come back naturally. But this has been a dogfight this whole match. The first set and the second set have been a dogfight, neither team wanting to give in. It's been some good volleyball. There's been some mistakes on both sides, but I think the team going forward, the team that's going to make the least amount of mistakes is going to win this match.
Yeah, considering how many service errors the Knights had early here in set 2, it's amazing that they have been able to come back and take this 14-11 lead.
Yeah, a really quick turnaround for sure. Good to see getting some strong serves in that set right there, and still going by Kaipo Tagaloa. If I was Arcadia, I wouldn't want to stand in front of one of those Tagaloa serves, either. They're coming in hot.
Now, as we've seen, especially last season, it just seemed whoever called the timeout were able to get a point in their favor after the timeout. So we'll see how it occurs here for Arcadia. And at this particular stage, down a set and down by 3 here in set 2. They don't desperately need at this point. They could obviously afford, I guess, to go down by 4 sets, but they certainly don't want to. They don't want Southern Virginia to go on any further runs to pull further ahead.
Yeah, Southern Virginia is feeling it right now. This is kind of this crucial point, the turning point in this set. Can they get another point or two and really run away with this thing, or is Arcadia going to keep fighting back like they've shown already in this game?
See if the Knights can really go on a tear here after Arcadia called that timeout to settle things down. Knights have 5 straight points. Tagaloa trying to increase it. Blocked and never got over on the kill shot by Manley for Arcadia, and that is 6 in a row now for Southern Virginia.
And that serve wasn't an ace, but you see how it's given Arcadia problems. They're not able to set up their offense the way they want, and that's because of that initial serve.
And Kaipo trying again. He got almost another ace. It hit the net and rolled over. Arcadia blocked by Southern Virginia. Ricard Barron right there.
What a block by the man they call Lobo. He's not super tall, but I tell you what, his arms, he had to be a few feet above the net there. That was impressive.
Makes me wonder when you look at Cougar and Ricard Barron, which one might be the better leap now. Of course, Lobo is 6'2", and they list Cougar at 5'10". So if that is really correct, we're only talking, maybe 3-4 inches there. But they're both pretty good leapers.
We don't have all the metrics on here either, but what's so important as well is arm length more than just height. And Lobo, number 12, he certainly looks like from here he's got some long arms. He used them to the best of his ability right there. I'm curious if Coach Caputo's here right now. He's going to start recruiting these guys to come play basketball for him, because these guys certainly can get up.
You see the coaches for the Knights, Coach Peterson and John Baker, talking things over, not even talking with the team. They've got this lead. Arcadia just used another timeout, so they're out of timeouts, I believe, here in set 2. And they've really staked everything on 2 quick timeouts, hoping to stop Southern Virginia right here, as opposed to maybe waiting to go down 7 or 8. Or maybe the Knights on top 20-12 or something. They don't want to have that second timeout occur maybe too late in set 2.
I love seeing the confidence of Coach Peterson and Coach Baker, both of whom have some Division I coaching experience, volleyball. Both know and have been around the block. They know exactly what it takes to produce a winning team, and they must feel good about what's going on right here, not preaching too much to their team in that timeout.
Perhaps thinking about what Arcadia might do differently, not necessarily on this point, but perhaps really throughout the remainder of the set, as the Knights will substitute Braden Liu into the game to serve for Tagaloa. That's interesting, the way Tagaloa's kind of gone on a run with the serve.
Maybe he wants to give him a break.
Liu, nice soft serve there. But Arcadia gets the point with the big guy, Montezuma, getting the kill shot to make it 16-12.
And Leo is a freshman, 6 foot, 200-pounder out of Las Vegas Legacy High School. So maybe coach is just trying to get him some meaningful minutes, get some experience, as he is only a freshman.
And the Knights do have a 4-point lead if they can try to expand upon it. Lobo hitting it over. and out. So it's 16-13. Arcadia after that second timeout with a couple of points, and they've battled back to within 3.
Tagaloa back into the game there after those 2 quick points for Arcadia.
And Devontae serving. He's the one with that curving shot on the serve. Point goes to Arcadia, 16-14, and now Arcadia has a little 3-point run going here. You know, Devontae, the freshman, he's got a wicked serve too. Serves with the left hand. It curls away from the Knights. Lobo is blocked. His kill shot blocked right back at him at 16-15. 4 in a row now for Arcadia. Maybe Southern Virginia might want to take a first timeout.
Yeah, I wonder how Coach Peterson will handle this. That was an impressive block by Arcadia there because Lobo had sized it up and made a clean shot.
Knights will go back to Lobo. Not really a good set there, so he just taps it over. Who will they go? Knights go. They're going to go to Lobo again. It's blocked out of bounds this time by Arcadia. Knights get the point, take a 17-15 lead. You don't see too many, I don't know if you want to call it a panic situation, but you don't see too many timeouts by Coach Peterson when the other team's on a little bit of a mini run.
Yeah, some of those coaches, guys who've been around, they kind of let their players fight through the adversity, let them learn and grow together as a team, because adversity is how you come closer as a team and how you grow and get better.
Cougar Clark way off base on that serve. So I believe that at least 5 service errors now for the Knights here in set 2, and it's 17-16. The lead down to 1 again. Tagaloa over to Aguero. Boy, what a kill that was.
Oh, my goodness. And the Arcadia defender there had no chance, really. Not really his fault. There's nothing you can do with a spike like that.
Good set, too, by Tagaloa.
Yeah, it sure was. Just all the way around, it was an amazing play.
Yusevich will serve. Mitch, the senior from Gilbert, Arizona. Knights trying to get the block. They get the point. Doesn't go over. Little 2-point run here by the Knights to go on top by 3, 19-16.
It's interesting. We know the Knights aren't the tallest team, but we know Lobo isn't the tallest player on the team, but he plays up at the net quite a bit, and again, it has to be due to that leaping ability.
Service error for the Knights. At least 6 now here in set 2. 19-17. Ina checks in for Yusevich. Yeah, without those 6 service errors, at least 6. This set might be over already. They'll go for Lobo again. No stopping that.
Southern Virginia is not hiding it either. It's pretty obvious what they're trying to do. They're trying to set up Lobo and let him go to work. Again, the young man from Argentina. Grew up playing volleyball, and clearly it shows. He is a heck of a player out there.
Clark not able to get it over. Good strong kill there by Arcadia, as Arcadia just keeps hanging in there. Now down by 2 at 20-18. Score-wise, very similar to set 1. Knights didn't put that away till the very end, winning at 25-21. Colby Wilson will give it a try, and he gets the point.
That was pretty. He wasn't just sitting there at the end. He kind of chased that ball. He chased the set, and then he came back across the court. Those are great plays. That's setting him up, changing the angles, and, man, what a play by Colby Wilson.
21-18, Knights by 3. Aguero serving now for Southern Virginia, and he knocks it in.
Great serve right there. Just placed it right in that back corner, right in front of the spotter there, and can't miss it.
22-18, Knights by 4. Knights were getting ready to send in a sub, Jaron McAnoa. Aguero's going to serve again, though. Good, strong
Jeez,
serve.
that was impressive.
Who will they go to? It'll be Lobo, and
strong.
it's too strong. A little bit too much energy behind that one.
Got a pretty good crowd, good turnout here tonight. Even President Wilcox, president of Southern Virginia University, he's down there on the sideline watching. It's good to see.
22-19. And Lobo with a little tip shot.
Man.
Kind of like Cougar Clark, you got the power and you got the placement.
And mixing it up like that is so key. Everyone knows Lobo can really pound the ball, and I'm sure that's what Arcadia was thinking right there, and smart play.
23-19 now. Wilson serving for the Knights. Oh, that time the Knights not expecting that shot as Lobo was late getting there. It's 23-20. Knights are 2 points away. Arcadia trying to battle back again late here in set 2, though.
Yeah, a little out of position there. There was a big hole in the middle of the court. Guess they were expecting the power shot.
Knights will try on the left side. And now back over to the right for Aguero.
Yep. Good play there. Good sequence. A lot of hustle and improvising by the Knights right there, but guys being heads up and making the play.
Set point here with Kaipo Tegaloa serving. Avery Nigerian in for the first appearance here in set 2 for the Knights, the 6'10" player.
And this is who you want serving. He's had the most success probably for the Knights tonight. Nice serve.
Service ace by Tegaloa. Well, he's one of the stars in set 2 with his serving.
Yeah, good thing, too. They were struggling with those serves early on, but Tagaloa there really turned it around and was a bright spot, as you mentioned.
And so we're now got a little bit of a break here between set 2 and set 3 before we leave the air for just a couple of minutes here, Seth. 25-21 Knights in set number 1, 25-20 in set number 2. And obviously Arcadia really behind the 8 ball right now. To win this match, you're going to have to win 3 straight sets. For the Knights, I'm sure after we get this 10-minute break over, we're going to want to come out in set 3 and put things away.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to let Arcadia hang around because they have played you tough. Now, the game could have been much different. That set could have gone different, as we mentioned. There were a lot of service errors by the Knights. They cleaned it up at the end. But a team like Arcadia that's playing real hard with a lot of heart, you can't let them hang around because you never know what can happen.
So we are going to take a little break here from the Knights Sports Arena with the men's volleyball team up 2-0 against Arcadia. The Knights winning the first set 25-21 and winning the second set 25-20. They can put things away if they can win set number 3. But we're going to take a little break now from the Knights Sports Arena.
Come on out, take your cool jackets off, get out here. But here's how it's going to work. It's not going to look like a machine gun like it has been in the past. So you need to line up. We can go 2 at a time from each side. After you shoot, after you serve, you got to go back in line. Okay? After you serve, you go back in line. You make it in the trash can, you got a Subway gift card. Let's go. Come on. cheap date night for you. Do we have any skill at the table? Sam, my man, you can't get up there and show them how to done? Paul, you might have to show them how it's done. I think you can. Cheap date night, man. Subway card, free. Holy cow, come on, people, you're really rusty. Don't say you might have to come out here and show them how it's done. I see you over there. No? Hey, that's one. We still got time. I got another one in my pocket. We got about a minute. There we go, man. Hey, now just go show some girl how to do that. You got a free thing. Get your lights out there. What she has? Okay, that's important. There we go. Congratulations. Good job, man. Come on, let's go. We got 30 seconds. Oh, hey, you don't get extra points if you hit me. 20 seconds. Come on, Allie.
And welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena. Again, Jim Bresnahan, Seth Hansen bringing you all the action tonight of Knights volleyball, men's volleyball, as we have the first home match of the season against Arcadia. And Southern Virginia able to win the first set 25-21, then taking the second set 25-20. Both victories in both sets, and both very close sets. So right now the Knights are in position to win this match if they can win the third set. But Arcadia has played them very tough.
Yeah, they really have. Neither team has played perfect and played super clean. As we mentioned in those first couple sets, there's been a handful of service errors by both teams. And I'm sure Coach Peterson, that's really what he's looking for in this match. Even if they don't put it away in this set, he wants to see them clean up those mistakes, because as we keep talking about, when you get into conference play here the next week or so, it's going to be pretty tough, and you can't afford to have any type of mistakes.
And the Knights are being led when it comes to kills here in the first couple of sets by Cougar Clark, also Lobo, Rica Barron, and also Aguero. The two Argentinian players are just doing fantastic work here for the Knights. Cougar Clark as well. On the downside, the Knights, for the match so far, they have 9 service errors. But then again, Arcadia's got 10 service errors.
Yeah, I don't think it's any shock that the two Argentinian players are doing so well. I think they were both, in the game plan, what Coach Peterson had drawn up for them. Played really well, and expect another heavy dose of them here in this third set. Like you said, those service errors, they've really got them. I know Southern Virginia is pretty confident in a lot of their serves, but they've gone a little awry here tonight. Hopefully they can clean those up, because I think those can be a real strong weapon. As we see this lineup, interesting, Cougar Clark on the bench to start this third set.
Another star in the first couple of sets has been Kaipo Tagaloa, 17 assists. He also had 4 digs.
Certainly, yeah, he was the star, Tagaloa, in that second set, especially when we were having those service errors. Stat right here, he had 3 aces and really did his part to close it out.
So the Knights will have some new faces out here for set 3, namely the 6'10" Nigerian, and also number 15, Jaron McEnroe. They both played a little bit in set 2.
And Nigerian, as you mentioned, he some real length. The tallest player on the team. Southern Virginia's game isn't a ton of length at the net, but guys, really athletic guys who can jump. But Coach clearly wants to change it up, maybe get some more blocks there on the defensive end.
Not a leaper, obviously, like Lobo, but then again, if he was a leaper, he might hit the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
And right off the bat, a point with Tagaloa serving to give the Knights a quick 1-0 lead here in set 3.
He starts the third set. How he finished the second set, just too hot. Arcadia is not sure what to do with the spin on that ball and how fast it's coming in. It's a really tough serve to dig out.
1-0 lead. Tagaloa serving again. That one is too strong.
No, that one they called it in.
They're going to say it just caught the line and stayed in. So Kaipo with another service ace to make it 2-0. This is something the Knights have not been able to do in the first couple of sets, Seth, is really go off on a run early, which is what they would love to do here in set 3. And that one will be a service error.
But man, if you can, the serving part of your game can really make or break you. When you get nice serves from some consistent players, it can do wonders for your team.
And it can really deflate the other team.
Certainly.
They go to Jusevic, and he will almost get the point. Great return, though, by Arcadia. It almost looked like a sure thing that was going to go the way of the Knights, and somehow Arcadia was able to get that one back across to even things up here at 2.
And that certainly is one of the things about this gym. Sometimes you get bailed out because the roof will push the ball back your way.
Tagaloa serving Nigerian with the setup there. Okay, a couple of players almost bumping into each other to get that one back across. And the point will go to Arcadia.
Wow, yeah, that was a weird sequence of events there, a couple of plays. Arcadia takes the lead.
One of the key players for the Knights in that first set, Colby Wilson, Cougar Clark, Lobo, Aguero, all off the court right now. Well, Aguero's out there. Tagaloa as well. Jusevic with the kill. Arcadia hits that one off the roof, off the ceiling. And now Makanoa.
Got it.
Yeah, Jaron Makanoa, 6-foot freshman from Las Vegas.
And if Makanoa can get going, just adds another weapon to Coach Peterson's arsenal and gives a chance like guys like Cougar and Lobo a breather here.
Evens things up at 3. Almost an ace there. It crawled over the net. And Arcadia able to put that one away with the spike to make it 4-3.
Point Arcadia. Aaron Knox.
Well, the Knights were hoping to get off to a good run here in set 3, which is not anything that happened in set 1 or 2, even though they were still able to win those sets. Arcadia has just been really hard for the Knights to pull away from. And Aguero missed hitting that one. And now Arcadia on top 5-3.
Yeah, those of you watching saw he did it again. He's pointing up at the light, and trust me, I certainly have lost a basketball or two in the light here in this arena. Just kind of disappeared on him, but I'm sure he'll bounce back.
So the Knights jumped on top early, but now down by 2. Well, the Knights get this one back across. Aina will get it over.
Nice dig there.
By Tagaloa. Arcadia really dominating this point. And they get the point to go on top 6-3.
It'll be interesting to see how long Coach keeps out Cougar and Lobo here. Because the Knights aren't playing terrible here, but certainly are scrambling a little bit. Some new guys on the court.
Go to Aguero.
Nice.
And he puts it away to make it 6-4.
If you're going to give Aguero that much space, he's going to kill you all day. That was a great play. As you see Colby Wilson coming back in right now.
Still maybe the top 2 kill artists for the Knights, Cougar Clark and Enrique Barron. Lobo on the bench right now. Jusevic with the service error. Second service error of set 3. And I believe 11 for the game now.
Serving for Arcadia, Jason Mann.
It looked like a good serve. I thought it was just going to clear the net, but didn't bounce their way.
7-4. Arcadia on top now by 3 here in set 3.
Something it looks like with the stats or the clock there, or not the clock, the scoreboard, excuse me. Did you see the referee over at the scorer's table?
Well, looks like we are ready to go again with Manley serving for Arcadia. Ooh. And he put that one in the back of teammates. Didn't even get to the net.
Watch out.
Both teams are struggling here with the service errors. 7-5. Knights within 2. And Fanua. Andrew Fanua, a 6-foot freshman out of Salt Lake City, Utah, checking in for his first appearance. He'll serve. And the service error makes it 8-5 Arcadia.
Yep. Young man just probably had some nerves coming into the game at this point.
Jared Pitchler now serving for the Arcadia Knights. Aguero.
Wow. He didn't even, that was an interesting play because he didn't try to hit it very hard at all. He was just going to tap it over, but Arcadia went for the block and knocked it out.
8-6. Aguero serves a good low, strong serve. Nakanoa might be, no, they're going to call it over against Arcadia, and the Knights will get the point.
Yep.
8-7. You wonder if Clark and Lobo might stay out the entire third set, or once we get in basically the second half of the third set, maybe they'll either both come in or one of them will come in.
Yeah, I think Coach sees an opportunity here to get some of these other guys some playing time.
Especially being a non-conference match here.
Certainly, certainly.
And being on top 2-0.
Get it over, there you go.
Nakanoa gets it over. out, and suddenly the Knights have tied it at 8.
It's good. You're seeing a lot of hustle, a lot of communication here right now by Southern Virginia, which I'm sure Coach Peterson loves.
Kind of talking with Coach Peterson on Thursday, Seth, that was one other thing he pointed out about this team is how deep this team is with the service ace that time.
Oh, my goodness.
Noel Aguero.
Usually as a right-handing server, you'll see it tail to the left, but he put some spin on that ball.
It tailed right.
It went to the right into that back corner. There's literally nothing you can do with that serve if you're Arcadia.
And that one, an error to make it 9-9.
Watch out. Yeah, as you mentioned, you talked about, we know how great this team was last year. Their inaugural season.
They were pretty deep last year.
Pretty good, but Coach Peterson feels like they're even deeper this year. They've got to come along a little more, got to build some chemistry, but he really likes the depth on his team.
Nakanoa gets it over. Arcadia back over. A little confusion there for the Knights. Nakanoa finally getting it over. Arcadia tries for the kill. Good dig there by Fanua. And they'll block by Arcadia, and Arcadia takes the lead at 10-9.
Yeah, not much you can do there. Number 14 for Arcadia listed at 6'8". Definite size and advantage for Arcadia.
Yeah, Moctezuma and number 20, or number 7, it looks like, have been some of the really good players tonight for Arcadia. Nakanoa miss hits.
He's pointing up at the light. Same thing Aguero did earlier.
And so Arcadia now by 2, 11-9, after the Knights had pulled even. Austin Braz will serve, and he miss hits badly.
And we're seeing right now, I'm down on the sideline, Southern Virginia sideline, the trainer putting some ice there on Lobo's back. So maybe he tweaked it, or it's getting sore, getting weak, but that's probably a reason he's not in the game at the moment.
And again, you wouldn't want to risk any kind of further aggravated injury in a non-conference match, especially with the big road matches coming up for the Knights next weekend, next Friday and Saturday.
Certainly, and nice dig there. Oh,
and
wow,
put
what a
away
great play.
by Tagaloa after the dig by Fanua.
Great play, wow, really headsy, and wow, I'm just really impressed there. But as you mentioned, yeah, of course, you got a 2-set lead. This isn't a conference game, and Coach has some big plans for Lobo going forward, so don't want to risk it.
Knights will be playing at Juniata next Friday, number 6 in the country. Good block by Jusovic. And they're going to give that point to Arcadia. That was close.
They said it, yeah, they called the tip on the block there that knocked it out, but good few digs there. Seeing a lot of good plays by Fanua right now. A lot of strong digs coming from him. Huge by him.
Andrew Fanua, 6-foot freshman from Salt Lake City, Utah. Raipo to Nakanoa.
Yep.
Blocked by Arcadia, out. And we're even at 12. And now here comes Tagaloa to serve. Nigerian will check back in for the Knights. Knights are hoping to see what happened at the midway point of set 2 when Tagaloa served and helped them, on a 5 or 6 point run.
Yeah, certainly heads up if you're Arcadia. Watch out because it's coming in hot right now with Tagaloa serving.
And another error. I'll tell you, with guys like Clark, Rico Barron, Aguero, and Tagaloa, at times it's all or nothing on the serve.
So they're definitely trying to look like they're aiming for that ace, and it's biting them a little bit here tonight.
And it's a 1-point lead for Arcadia at 13-12 now.
Oh.
Nakanoa puts it away.
Wow, Nakanoa with the strong kill right there. Found his lane, found some empty court right there where there were no defenders, and he made the most of it.
And he will serve in a 13-13 third set with the Knights on top here, 2-0. Good block by the Knights. They set it up over for Nigerian, and he puts the Knights on top at 14-13.
Wow, and I really like that play by Nigerian. didn't try to do too much with that set. Saw the empty spot on the court, and instead of trying to blast it home, he just went with the precision shot.
And so the Knights surge to a 1-point lead. They would like to put Arcadia away in 3 sets and not go to a 4th set. But Arcadia comes right back with a good kill shot by Edward Waters Jr., the 6'2 sophomore.
Boy, I tell you what, it looked like his feet were at the net right there, Jim.
Pretty much.
Edwin jumping out of the gym right now. That was impressive.
14-14. Just it's one of those things where you say he doesn't play like he's 6'2".
No, he's playing like he's 6'10" right now.
Yusevich. And the Knights take a 15-14 lead. I would imagine if the Knights can maybe string 2 or 3 points together, we might see a timeout taken by Arcadia, knowing that if they lose this set, they're done.
Going home, yeah, certainly.
Knights are just trying to get a couple of points together.
Good serve by Yusevich.
Good dig there by Tagaloa. Aguero not able to get it over.
And there's Edwin again for, for Arcadia. Great block.
15-15. Jason Manley, 6'5", sophomore, serves now for the Arcadia Knights.
Nice dig.
Daniel Ina. Can the Knights get this back?
Oh.
No, they can't.
Looked like Nigerian got confused on if that was his ball or not, but.
And that was going to take a heck of a hit that far back to get it back over.
Certainly was.
So the Knights, after taking the lead, now trail by 1. And a proverbial good service error for the Knights at the right time to stymie that little run that Arcadia had going on.
Yep. You see Fanoa check back in to serve here, but again, we mentioned before when Fanoa was in, he's really on point right now with his digs coming from Arcadia. The serves coming from Arcadia, I mean, so good to see him back in the game.
Error by Fanoa, 17-16, and Arcadia takes the lead back.
Jared Pitchler in for Edwin Waters Jr.
Well, on the positive side tonight, the Knights have shown just how much depth they've got. On the negative side, they've shown the tendency to have a lot of service errors.
Yeah,
and at that point, we'll go to Arcadia, and they've taken a 2-point lead.
And I think, they do have somewhat of a young team. You've got some juniors, but then a ton of freshmen on this team getting some playing time, and that inexperience shows a little bit. But
and another service error, this time by the Arcadia Knights. Both teams have struggled with the serves tonight, and right now the Knights trail by 1.
Arcadia just can't seem to take control of the set. They keep letting Southern Virginia back in it.
Aguero serving. Knights trying to go on a little run here.
That was out. Oh, they said he touched it. I got you.
And so Arcadia takes a 2-point lead at 19-17.
Montezuma and Bernas serving for Arcadia. Austin
Braz will serve here for Arcadia. Tagaloa setting up Colby Wilson.
Colby Wilson, one of those experienced guys making an experienced veteran shot right there.
Makes it 19-18, and Wilson will serve. He'd love to maybe lead the Knights on a 2 or 3 point run. Give them a lead here, down by 1. Good low serve. Colby got it back over somehow.
Nice save.
Good placement by Arcadia. And Arcadia gets the point to go on top 20-18.
And that must be the move here. We're not seeing Cougar Clark. He still has his warm-up jacket on right now, so Coach is determined to let him sit and get the rest in this set. Interesting to see if this goes to a 4th set, what his plans for Cougar Clark will be.
Aguero is blocked. Arcadia on a definite run right now. They picked up a couple of points. After only having a 1-point lead, they've jumped out to a 3-point lead, 21-18, and I believe the Knights will take a timeout here, and they want to talk it over. It's kind of a crucial time here right now for the Southern Virginia Knights, down by 3.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's turned away from the Knights as far as the momentum goes. Arcadia hasn't let drop in those first 2 sets, really get them down. You see them fighting, and I'm sure Coach Peterson's going to talk to him here, try and make this run to come back here. It's not the worst thing in the world. Early non-conference matchup for them. Sometimes this adversity is good because you're going to have some adversity playing in this conference. You're going to need to overcome some challenges, and maybe this is the first little test for his team here.
And obviously, if Arcadia can go on to win this 3rd set, we'll have a 4th set. And if the Knights are unable to win that, we will have a 5th and deciding set that will go to 15. But the Knights are hoping for a big comeback here in set 3 to try to win it in 3 sets. And if that's going to happen, they're going to really need to maybe win the next couple of points.
Yeah, you don't want to wait any longer. You need to get something going.
And we'll see if it holds true that after a timeout, the team taking a timeout maybe gets the point. The Knights could really use the point right now. But again, service errors, just like in set 2, they had a lot of service errors in set 2. They were still able to come away with the win in set 2. Well, they've picked up a lot of service errors again here in set 3, the Knights have. It'll be interesting to see the final stats, Seth, once we are done, whether it's 3, 4, or 5 sets, to see which team actually has the most service errors for the game, for the entire match.
Yeah, it could prove to be the difference here.
McAnoa puts it away. Big point there.
Wow, and that was impressive because both those blockers for Arcadia were up clearly above the net, but McAnoa was able to squeeze it right in between them. Heck of a kill right there.
Tagaloa will serve. Knights could really use an ace here. 21-19.
You hope Tagaloa tries not to do too much with this. Can't have a service error here. All right. And it looked like that set got away from him.
Yeah, drifted toward the net, but no, over the net. So it's 21-20, and the Knights with a little 2-0 run here, down by 3. Now only down by 1. Tagaloa will try to get things even, and he does with the ace. And I'm not sure if it was indecision on the part of Arcadia as to who was going to return that, or if the person responsible for returning that thought it was going out.
Oh my goodness, man, that is just textbook right there by Tagaloa. I'll tell you, Jim, in my limited experience of playing volleyball, but I have played some, when it's in between you and your teammate, it's so tough because that serve is coming so fast, you don't have time to call it. You don't have time to communicate so much.
Then you've still got to make sure it's going out or in.
Exactly. You have to decide so fast. And, yeah, just that indecision just really got to him. And Tagaloa having –
Then it's probably one of those things like maybe in baseball where both guys go, yours.
Yeah, exactly. Not sure what to do with it. And not only that, but it was a heck of a serve, man. Tagaloa, he's had a couple service errors in this game, but he's really made the most of it here.
And you like the way this team with Clark and Lobo on the bench, how they've made the comeback down 21-18, now even at 21. And now after the timeout, obviously Arcadia is hoping to get this point. They reclaimed the lead. The Knights are hoping to get this point. This is basically about the point of set 1 and set 2 where the Knights were able to put those 2 sets away. They'd like to make it the same way here in set 3.
And it's going to start with Tagaloa right here, still serving. He doesn't need an ace, but he just needs to get it over the net and cause some problems, make it difficult for Arcadia to return it.
Don't forget the basketball coming up tomorrow, 1 o'clock, women's basketball. Southern Virginia taking on Penn State Harrisburg, followed by the men's contest between the Knights and the Lions of Penn State Harrisburg. That'll be right after the women's game on Saturday. Knights trying to get the go-ahead point. Nigerian.
Nice
dig there by the Knights, but they can't get it back over. Shoot. 22-21, Arcadia gets the point and takes the lead back.
Serving for Arcadia is Quinn Bailey.
Bailey will serve for Arcadia. Tagaloa over to Nigerian. He puts it away.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if you saw, those of you watching at home, Tagaloa before the set was pointing out to Aguero and then switched it up and went back to Nigerian. Perfect play right there. Great set.
Kind of like maybe a quarterback looking off a receiver.
Exactly, looking off that safety. Coach mentioned Tagaloa, probably the smartest player he's got on the team, and it showed right there.
22-22. Nakanoa serving. And Arcadia takes the lead back at 23-22. Arcadia needing just 2 more points to stay in this match and take set 3. Knights are just 3 points away from a match victory.
Austin Aeronauts serving for Arcadia.
Huge point here.
Yeah, gotta have it here if you're Southern Virginia.
Put away by Aguero.
Aguero, man, he is feeling it right now. Great cross-court shot. Ties it back up.
Vucevic will serve 23-23. Each team just needs 2 more points for victory here in set 3.
Vucevic just need a strong serve from him right now.
Do not want a service error. Got it over nice and strong. And good placement by Arcadia to take a 24-23 lead, and now they've got set point.
Was a good play, just kind of had them out of position there and took advantage of it.
Manley will serve. Knights hoping to stave off defeat here in set 3.
Ooh, that was a very hard serve.
Nigerian tips it over. Manley. And the point will go to Arcadia, and they're going to win this set 25-23.
Hard fought set there by Arcadia. Again, props to them, to their team. After going down 2-0, sometimes it's hard to keep your emotions up, your energy level up, knowing that your back's against the wall, but they responded really nice. And Southern Virginia, you know, they had Lobo out, they had Cougar Clark out in that set. It'll be interesting to see if Clark is going to come back in or how Coach Peterson goes about it in this
Well, that
set.
They were down 21-18. They were able to pick up 3 straight points to even things at 21. And then Arcadia just made enough plays down the stretch to hold on for the victory, 25-23.
It's important here in this set. You really want to finish them off in this set because in a set 5, first to 15-point set, it's anything can happen. It's anybody's game, and you don't want this one to get away from you. So if I'm coach, I'm telling him to take care of business right here in set number 4.
See Clark back out there without the warm-ups on, so you wonder if he's going to be playing here in set 4.
And so is Lobo. It looks like he may still have ice on him. I can't tell, but looks like one of them at least might be coming back into the match.
And you wonder if they'll just be rotated back and forth, give them a little bit of a break at times. Maybe it obviously depends on how this 4th set develops. Knights would really like to end it in 4 sets, although they will not play again for another week. They'll play next Friday at Juniata and then Saturday at Thiel, so they got plenty of time before their next match, but I'm sure the guys would like to wrap it up in 4, not go to a 5th set.
Yeah, the longer you let a team hang around, the worse it is. There's nothing good can come from it. So I think Coach Peterson knew what he was risking by holding those 2 out, but it looks like they're both getting ready to come back into the game here. So Coach Peterson certainly wants to win this, even if it is a non-conference matchup.
And of course, once you go to a 5th set, Seth, anything can happen. You might have the better team, and obviously you might be at home, but you don't want to take that chance to go to a 5th set where, again, it's a shorter set. You go to 15, not 25, and anything can happen.
Yeah, certainly only going to 15 certainly makes it a different matchup, a different game and mindset. And like you said, not always the best team is going to win a 15-point set.
Well, the Knights, we'll see how they're able to start off this 4th set. They have struggled to really get off to a good start in all 3 sets. In fact, all 3 sets, 25-21 in the first set for the Knights, 25-20 Knights of Southern Virginia in the second set, and then Arcadia able to win that 3rd set, 25-23. So, again, 5, the biggest spread, and neither team's been able to maybe take a 6 or 7 point lead. I do believe that the 5-point victory the Knights had in set 2, that's been the biggest gap all night long between these two teams. We haven't seen anything further than 5 points, I believe.
Yeah, the biggest spread, and you're seeing this strong lineup coming back out. Cougar Clark, number 1, and Lobo, number 12. So that's a good sign. It's a good sign to see Lobo back in there. We were worried and concerned about his back injury, but looks like he is feeling good and ready to go.
Cougar as well, along with Colby Wilson out there, Tagaloa, and Aguero. And now Ina will check in. See how hungry the Knights are after losing that third set. Meanwhile, that was a big third set victory for Arcadia. Not only keeps them alive in this match, but gives them a little bit of momentum heading into this fourth set now.
It certainly does. If you're Southern Virginia here, you want to get a quick start. You don't want to get down in an early hole. Let them believe, Arcadia believe that they can take this set. You got to put it in them early and take care of business.
We'll see if the Knights can get off to that good start as Colby Wilson immediately puts away the first point.
Colby Wilson is really fun to watch because, again, he's not going to jump out of the gym. He's not the strongest guy gonna pop the ball or anything when he hits it, but he's just so smart when he goes for those kills.
And he will serve. Misdirection on that serve by Colby. And the Knights will get the point, 2-0. So a good beginning. We'll see if the Knights can keep building upon this lead. I'm sure Coach Tom Peterson, I'm sure the players especially, they don't want to take no prisoners in this fourth set.
Definitely not.
Wilson serving a low serve, and it's an error. That was probably something else Coach Peterson was hoping to see in this fourth set, maybe an entire set without service errors. So it's 2-1. Knights on top for Southern Virginia by 1 over Arcadia. Vucevic blocked. They'll try Lobo. That one's blocked by the Arcadia Knights. Cougar Clark will give it a try. And the Knights lead 3-1.
Good finish there by Cougar Clark. Nice defense there by Arcadia. Not giving anything easy to the Southern Virginia Knights. Had some nice blocks, but in the end, point goes to Southern Virginia.
Tagaloa again serving here with a 2-point lead. Hit the ceiling, and that kind of threw off Arcadia a bit, and it's 4-1.
Yeah, it took a weird bounce, just an unfortunate break for Arcadia. Kind of redirected the ball there and had him out of position.
They go to Lobo. Good block by
And they're going to say
Arcadia.
hit the net. Yep.
Yeah. But you could see Edwin Waters Jr., the 6'2 sophomore for Arcadia. We talked about him earlier, how well he can get up in the air.
And just looking at him from here, those long arms look like they're almost at his knees when he's standing up. That combined with his vertical, man, he's a dangerous player.
5-1. Knights by 4. Good decision there by the Arcadia Knights, namely Manley, to place that shot in there when the Knights were looking for the block.
And Lobo kind of hit the ground there. Looks like he's okay, though. Again, trying to keep an eye on that back injury. I'm sure Coach Peterson is as well.
5-2. Cougar Clark is blocked at the net. They'll try Lobo. He is blocked. Arcadia gets it back over. And Tagaloa not able to get that dig. 5-3. Well, Knights got it to 5-1 set. They were probably hoping for a couple more points, maybe a quick Arcadia timeout. Instead, Arcadia rattles off 2 points to climb within 2.
Arcadia, the key to this set so far has been their ability to block some of these shots.
Clark will try. He puts it away. There's no stopping that. It's 6-3 Knights.
Boy, that was pretty much straight down. Just nothing you can do there. Great kill.
Yeah, Cougar will serve. Of course, he didn't play in set 3, so it's been a while since he served. What a serve by Clark.
Had some heat behind it.
There's Lobo.
Yep. Man, if Lobo gets a free shot up at the net and there's no hands in his face, it's game over. He knows what to do in that situation. Just set up beautifully for Southern Virginia.
7-3. Knights back to a 4-point lead. Their biggest lead all night, I believe, has been 5. They're trying to surpass that.
Another good set by Cougar Clark.
Good dig there by Ina. Clark will try to put it away, but it hits the net. Comes back over. Point Arcadia, 7-4. Clark, little tip. Couldn't get it back over. 7-5. Arcadia able to put a couple of points back to back to climb back within 2. It's one thing the Knights don't want to see happen here in set 4 is have Arcadia go on a little, maybe a 4 or 5 point run.
Yeah, certainly you need to end this now if you can.
Ooh, Lobo.
My goodness.
Another great kill for Rika Barr, and it's 8-5.
My goodness. Lobo about popped the volleyball right there.
Colby Wilson will check in for Ina. And it'll be McAnoa serving here for Southern Virginia with a 3-point lead.
A miss hit there.
Yeah, Point Knights 9-5, 4-point lead now.
Noah serving.
Good placement by Arcadia.
Yeah.
Found a little opening.
A little miscommunication there by Southern Virginia. Looked like they were kind of caught in between, not sure who had that ball.
Yeah, I thought Clark was going to take that. 9-6 now.
Serving for Arcadia, Jared Pitchler.
Pitchler will serve here for the Arcadia Knights.
Saved by
Lobo
Lobo.
tripped and still was able to handle that ball.
Yeah, a weird play. Hit it over.
There's Lobo.
Oh man.
Rika Barron puts it at now 10-6 Southern Virginia.
So important. Like we mentioned, if you can give Lobo perfect sets where he doesn't have blockers in his face, and that comes from the misdirection by the setter, setting it different than what they're anticipating. And man, that's looking good for Southern Virginia.
Good serve by Lobo too, and a quick over the net effort by Arcadia is successful to make it 10-7. And they didn't. They really took the Knights off guard there.
Looks like the coach for Arcadia has had enough of Lobo and putting big number 14 back in there.
Wakazuma is back in there. Colby Wilson with the attempted kill. Good block. Ina right there with the dig. Here's what they're going to say, maybe a double hit on the Knights.
Something.
10-8. Every time the Knights get out to a 3 or 4 point lead, it looks like they're ready to maybe go on a run and pull things away here. Seth, Arcadia just have been able to stay with them all night long. Oh, Clark misjudges that one off the ceiling. It's 10-9. Arcadia with 3 straight points. Raz is serving here for the Arcadia Knights. Knights had a 10-6 lead. Now it's 10-9.
Yeah, that one got away from Arcadia there. Nice, easy point to Southern Virginia.
And the Knights take a 2-point lead, 11-9 now. Aguero will serve. Noel Aguero, 6'3", junior from Argentina. Too strong on that one, 11-10.
It's a little long there.
Here's Devontae, the left-hander, who's got that serve that curls away to the right.
He's probably,
generally speaking,
he's probably Arcadia's strongest server, I think.
Lobo with a little tip. Oh,
my goodness.
Perfect placement.
No joke.
You got
Lobo,
all those blockers up there waiting for it, and you get a little tip over.
Lobo out-jumped those blockers for Arcadia by a good 6 inches, I would say. That was just unbelievable.
Yeah, 12-10. Wilson will serve, 2-point lead. Blocked out of bounds by the Knights, 12-11. Arcadia climbs back to within 1. It's been this way all night long throughout the entire 4 sets. Neither team able to pull away.
It's been good, hard-fought volleyball here tonight. Hasn't been the cleanest always, but some really good, impressive plays.
Service errors plaguing both teams. Lobo blocked that time, 12-12 now. I bet the Arcadia players really felt that block.
Yeah, certainly.
Knights had a 4-point lead just a few minutes ago, but now it's even. Plegaloa able to get that back across and take Arcadia off guard. Arcadia player sets one up for the block, instead unable to return that.
Yeah, smart play there.
Knights trying to go on a little 3 or 4 point run themselves, but they get another service error. It's all even at 13. Aaron Knotts, the sophomore, 5'10", will serve now for Arcadia. Set 4 is anybody's set right now in the 13-13 set 4. Yusevich tried to get it back across.
Yeah, the Knights they're kind of going away from the power game right now, trying to mix it up on these blockers, but Arcadia smartly in the right position.
Knights at one point led 10-6. Now they trail 14-13. Here's Cougar.
Oh, net violation.
So it's 15-13. Lobo maybe getting into the net. And it is Arcadia now leading by 2. And now Arcadia is threatening to maybe pull away a little bit. Knights really could use this point. Lobo's shot is out. And after leading 10-6, Arcadia has been able to outscore the Knights 10-3. So that's really the best run we've seen by either team all night long, and they've gone from 4 down to 3 up.
Yeah, they've certainly played this last little stretch here. I think this is a good timeout by Coach Peterson. Kind of tighten the screws up a little bit and get back on the right track.
Yeah, the Knights had the power game working when they jumped out 10-6. But as you mentioned, Seth, they kind of went away from it a little bit. Arcadia has been able to make the run. Knights have had, again, a few problems with service errors. And now the Knights have to find a way to get a couple of points in a row just to get back into it and maybe try to tie things.
Yeah, they've tried mixing it up a little bit, tried to trick Arcadia or sneak a fast one by them, but Arcadia's been, anticipating it and really reacting well. So Knights, Southern Virginia, they just got to get back to what they've been doing. The shots will start coming their way with the power game. Arcadia's not going to block everything and do what got you here.
And we'll see what the Knights do differently, if anything, coming out of this timeout. This is, as far as tonight is concerned, uncharted territory for the Knights here in set 4 to be down by 3 points. I believe Arcadia's biggest lead all night long has been right here, 3 points. They were able to win that third set, but they only won it by 2.
Yeah, they need to stop this run Arcadia's having and go on a run of their own.
Don't forget, basketball tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Southern Virginia women taking on Penn State Harrisburg, to be followed by the men's contest against Harrisburg. Clark, a little tip over. put away by Arcadia. 4-point lead for the Arcadia Knights.
Point Arcadia.
They need someone to step up here for them.
17-13. Almost getting to the point where Arcadia can go side out, point for point, and coast to victory.
Cougar
Clark gets an all-important point there.
Yeah, ends that run. Need to get some good serves here. Got to get that momentum back in your favor.
At this stage, you really cannot afford any service errors, down by 3. Good strong serve by Cougar Clark.
Really was.
Arcadia, though, with good placement. And the
Nice
Knights
save.
somehow get it back across with Tagaloa.
Nice dig.
The dig by Tagaloa again. Dig by Cougar Clark.
Now finish it here.
And Arcadia now with a 4-point lead. Knights have not had a kill in a while, and Arcadia has been able to jump to a 4-point lead, their biggest lead of the night. And an error there for Arcadia. A little bit of life for the Knights. They pulled to win 18-15, but they really need a 3 or 4-point run now.
Yeah, they really do. And you see Jaron checking back into the game here. He's had some nice plays, and they need to get something going. Someone needs to provide a spark for Southern Virginia.
Makanoa serving. Set for Lobo. And they get that point to make it 18-16, and so the Knights now have a couple of points in a row. Going from a 4-point deficit now down by 2. Knights trying to battle back here in set 4 from a 4-point deficit. Good dig there by the Knights. Aguero trying to put it away. Clark with the dig.
Nice. Nice
18-17.
That's some good clean volleyball there. Some good plays because Arcadia had some good shots at the kill. Had some nice shots there, but Southern Virginia in the right spot at the right time. Now they're back within 1.
They needed a 3 or 4-point run. They've picked up 3 in a row. And now they can tie if they can make it 4 in a row.
You feel that
shot by Waters went out, 18-18.
Feel that momentum shifting. Knights are kind of in a groove now. Let's see if they can keep it going.
4 in a row for the Knights after they trailed by 4. It was their biggest deficit all night long. There's Waters again. Dig by Makanoa. Wilson with the block. Colby Wilson up against Waters, and he got the block.
Wow, Colby Wilson coming up huge in a big spot right now. They take the 1-point lead, 5-point streak. This is fun, Jim. This is what you want to see.
And a timeout. So Arcadia, knowing they've got 2 timeouts to burn, using 1, down by 19-18. What a great comeback for the Knights. They know they've got the luxury knowing that they can afford to lose this set to go to a 5th set, but they want to put it away right here and to be down 18-14 and come back with a 5-point run. That's huge. Now we'll see how the Knights come out of this timeout. You figure Arcadia is going to really come out on fire. Usually the team, as we said, after the timeout, the team that called it usually winds up getting the points seemingly for some reason, and we'll see if the Knights can stop that streak and get an all-important 20th point.
Yeah, and what they started doing there at the end, they were trying, it looked like Arcadia was trying to set Edwin up, excuse me for spacing on his last name, but Edwin Waters, thank you. He trying to set him up on the side there, but Southern Virginia is doing such a good job getting hands in his face, Like on that last play, there's not much he could do there. He didn't want to just spike it right into the block, so he's trying to go up and over, which makes it an easy dig for the Knights. Really good defense there by Southern Virginia.
A lot of these Knights don't seem to back away from anyone, especially Colby Wilson.
No, and he's got a lot of experience, good volleyball IQ, and he had a couple really good plays there in that last little run.
And so the Knights have a 19-18 lead. This fourth set still anybody's set. Knights are on a 5-0 run, and they would like to make this 5-0 run maybe like an 8 or 9-0 run.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be all right closing it out here. They still got a little bit of work to do, but they're feeling good.
Nakanoa serving. Bit of a miss hit there by Arcadia.
Good save by Cougar.
Lobo with a little bit of a misdirection on his kill there. And the point will go to Arcadia. I believe the Knights touched that ball, so it's 19-19. Pitchler will serve here for the Arcadia Knights. Each team needs 6 more points. Misdirection, miscommunication, I mean, on the part of the Knights, not able to get a good, clean kill attempt. And misdirection, miscommunication back the other way for Arcadia.
Yeah, big.
I'm guessing that was supposed to be a set, but there was nobody in the area for the Knights of Arcadia.
Yeah, big mistake right there. That's a huge play for Southern Virginia. Really gives them the serve back and gives them the momentum back.
So Rika Barn will now serve. Lobo serving with a 1-point lead. And another error. Ooh, just too strong on those serves. Trying to get the ace maybe. And I think you've talked about this, Seth. Sometimes you just want to get the ball in play.
Yeah, the errors are going to kill you. I'm sure that's what Coach Peterson's going to talk about, win or lose after this game. Going to be working on that all week in practice.
20-20. Knights not able to return that one. Arcadia with a little 2-0 run, and they have taken the lead at 21-20. Knights had a 20-19 lead, now trail by 1, and a long service error that time. Ooh. Looked said like going in, it was aimed at the back wall. It's 21-21.
Yeah, easy to let that go by Southern Virginia. Got the serve back.
Aguero serving. Nice short serve there. Blocked by Wilson. Saved by the Knights. Clark got it. And somehow Arcadia was able to get back across thanks to the roof, the ceiling. It hit the ceiling. Otherwise, that would have gone way over to the side.
That's one of those.
And it really took the Knights off guard. Arcadia, that was a desperation shot by them, and it just took the Knights off guard.
That was one of those weird things.
You've got to credit Arcadia for not giving up on it, but
Certainly.
it really was a fluke point. And now Arcadia's got a 1-point lead. Clark puts that one away.
What are you, that's
no
not
fluke
fair.
there.
Yeah, that is not fair. Cougar Clark doing work right there. That ball is pretty much hit straight down.
22-22. Each team now needs just 3 points. The Knights for a match victory, Arcadia for a set victory.
The crowd coming alive here in the Knight Arena.
Huge point here. Arcadia lines up and gets that point to make it 23-22. And now the Knights of Arcadia needing just 2 more points.
Really need a good dig and a good pass right here.
Knights needing a point here to try to avoid going down by 2 this late in the set. Lobo blocked by Arcadia.
Looked like he mishit that one there, hit the top of the net.
Yeah, 24-22. And now the Knights will take a timeout. Arcadia's got set point, and they are a point away from sending us to a 5th and deciding set. So the Knights need 3 points right now, actually 4. To win by 2, and Arcadia just needs 1 more point. And if this were to go to a 5th set here, Seth, again, as we talked about at the end of set 3, it's really anybody's match at that point.
Yeah, you really get on edge in that situation. It's kind of like volleyball overtime, and it's such a quick game to 15. So you really, if you can, you want to make a run, come back here, because you never know what's going to happen in that last set.
Knights at 1 point here in set 4 trailed 18-14. They put together a 5-0 run, and it looked like they might be headed to victory, but Arcadia called a timeout, stopped the Knights' momentum, and since that 19-18 Knights lead, they have scored 3, but Arcadia has scored 6.
Yeah, been back and forth. Just they've had little stretches of rhythm and where they were playing in sync and everything, but just haven't been able to put it together for the entire set. And if they were going to do it at any point, though, now would be the time.
Yeah, if there was ever a time for a 4-0 run for the Knights, it's right here.
Side doors, please exit. Follow the next ball. Serving for Arcadia will be Quinn Baby.
Well, I guess right now the Knights could really use a service error from Arcadia.
Yeah, certainly.
Set point for Arcadia.
Clark. Man, that set up perfectly for Southern Virginia.
Now the Knights are still trailing here 24-23, but Tagaloa will serve, and that gives the Knights a little bit of added life, down by 1.
Tagaloa needs a good serve, but don't do too much. Just get it over the net.
It's still set point.
Yep.
And Lobo puts it
man.
away.
That
A big mistake by St. George. He returned it on the first hit right back to Lobo to make it 24-24. And now either team can win this set, and the Knights can win the match set with just 2 more points.
Yeah, that was certainly not what Arcadia wanted. They dug it out. It was a nice dig, but, man, he basically set up.
Yeah, I guess you could call that a gift.
Yeah, gift to Lobo. No one in his face.
And he didn't hesitate.
No, he didn't. Great play by Lobo. And, man, what an exciting game we've got right now.
So the Knights coming off the mat again, down 24-22 with a couple of points. Now they will serve. And if they can get the serve and the point, they'll be within a point away from wrapping up the match. And, of course, Arcadia just 2 points away from sending us to a 5th set.
Yeah, and they're fighting. They're fighting right now, trying to force that 5th set. But, man, Southern Virginia, they got to be able to smell that blood in the water. They've got to take care of business right now.
Well, they've had problems all night long with service errors, and needless to say, that's one thing they do not want right now.
It's funny because you got Tagaloa serving. He's had the best serves tonight, but he has been victim to some of those service errors. So
they want to give, eventually, guys like Lobo and Cougar a chance to put this one away at the net.
Yeah, certainly. Just get this one over the net. Nice and strong, but don't do too much with it.
Everybody's standing. Not set or match point just yet. Oh, almost an ace. And Arcadia able to get it back over. And Arcadia gets the point. That came close to being maybe a potential ace, but now Arcadia has set point yet again at 25-24.
Perez checking in, Aaron Knotts checking in to serve.
Aaron Knotts will serve here for the Arcadia Knights. 1 point lead for Arcadia. Set point for them.
Goes with the soft serve.
Clark,
nice play.
Blocked out of bounds. 25-25, and now the Knights right back in position where if they can get 2 points, they win the match.
And we know Clark has a wicked serve. He really does.
He's been strong and racking up some errors tonight.
Yep.
He'd love a couple of aces, obviously, right now. Blocked by the Knights of the net. They go to Lobo. What a shot! Whoa!
Oh
right
my.
down the line.
Oh my goodness.
What an angle.
The greatest thing about that shot was I think when Lobo took off, he saw what happened. He was trying to go straight, but mid-flight, he redirected his body and redirected that shot.
Yeah, he saw the blockers, and he saw the opening over to his right, and now the Knights have match point coming up here, trying to win it.
Dang.
He was going for the ace and instead got the service error. 26-26. I think Cougar was really going for the ace that time.
Yeah, he was trying to end it right there. Need to get this serve back. Oh, that was close to being out, but they kept it in.
Lobo, he had it out apparently.
Oh, wow.
Arcadia gets the point to make it 27-26, and I agree with you, Seth. I think if they let that other one go, it might have gone out of bounds.
Might have gone out. Now you've got set point for Arcadia.
The Knights had match point just a couple of seconds ago. Now it's set point for Arcadia. And it's all even after the error.
Boy, that was close.
It was.
You and I don't have the best angle on the far end of the court, but it looked like it caught the inside there. But they certainly have the angle that they need.
As we found out, you wait for the ruling anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So here's Makanoa in a 27-27 fourth set.
Mishandled there.
See if it'll cost Arcadia. No.
Oh, good save.
Knights get it back over. Arcadia will go for the kill, and it hits the net and comes right back, and the Knights have match point again. We'll see if they can put this match away with Makanoa serving.
And I don't think you'll see anything special from Makanoa here. His whole game has been just get it over the net right here. The Knights are going to have to play some good defense on the return.
Knights trying to end this long evening here in the fourth set.
And that'll do it.
That's it, 29-27.
Boy, and even that shot was close. It looked like Southern Virginia was real close to touching that ball, but just a miss hit by Arcadia, and the Knights take care of business.
So a grueling four-set victory for the Knights. They took the first two sets, 25-21 and 25-20. Arcadia came back in set number 3, 25-23, and the Knights win a huge fourth set, 29-27. And as a result, the Knights take this match 3-1 and pick up their third win of the year. They are now 3-2. Arcadia dropping to 2-3 on the season. And hopefully coming up here in just a matter of minutes, we'll possibly get a couple of interviews, maybe with one of the players and certainly with Coach Tom Peterson. Knights will be off until next Friday when they will go on the road to Juniata next Friday, and then Thiel a week from tomorrow. And the players are celebrating the fans who really kept them in it emotion-wise all night long.
Yeah, it was a great turnout tonight. The fans certainly love the men's volleyball program here after last year's such a great season, and they definitely got their money's worth here tonight. Some great things to look forward to with this program this season, an opportunity to make the playoffs, make the conference tournament, and hopefully the NCAA playoffs.
And you can see just how deep this team is. A lot of talent. They had a lot of talent last year, but even more so, even more depth, as you mentioned, Seth, this season.
Yeah, and it showed there. You know, when that match where they had Cougar Clark out and they had Lobo sat that third set, but came back in the fourth set and took care of business. And right now we're being joined by Cougar Clark, one of the stars of this game. Cougar, that was a pretty emotional game, went really to the wire. What can you say about how your team played tonight?
We can definitely be better. We want to start out a little bit stronger and then finish those sets that we're playing a little bit stronger. But, you know, we came back in that fourth set and we decided that it was time to just play our game. You know, we're not playing their game. They're not the Knights of SVU. We are. And our coaching definitely helps with the way we run our systems. So, you know, when we listen to our coaches, it's weird. It works. So
it's funny how that happens.
yeah.
Yeah, it certainly was back and forth all night. It looked like a few times there you guys were going to go on a run, and then it kind of got away from you. During some of those timeouts, what were some of the things Coach Peterson was preaching to you guys to get back on track?
Just play our game. Just be us. You know, we've been learning the system for about, you know, almost a year and a half now, from last year to this year. And, you know, instead of, you know, by playing separately, you know, I'm playing in my own head, I'm playing by myself, or Danny's playing by himself, or anyone's playing by themselves. It's a coach's system. It's his system. It's how it works. And if we just abide by that system, we play our game, we win. You know, it's done. It's over. There's no chance. And when we do that, that's what matters. And he says, guys, just be you, play yourselves, and just, you know, honor the system, and we're good.
Yeah, certainly, and it definitely showed right there. You know, this was a great non-conference matchup. Arcadia gave you all that they had. What can you say as this final preview, final tune-up before you start getting into that conference play? You know, what are you going to work on going forward, and what do you expect going into conference play?
Hardships, man, just hardships. You know, you can look at last season, you can talk all anyone wants, but, you know, we are not where we want to be right now. And you know, we play Juniata, they're number 1 in our conference next week. And then 2 weeks later, we play them again here. And the only way we're going to get better is by practicing harder, running our systems, doing the things that we need to do. And can we be number 1 in our conference? Oh, easy. Hands down, we can. Can we be number 1 in the nation? Baby steps. Let's get there first, you know? We got to take down number 1 in our conference. We got to play as hard as we can, and we just got to be us. And that's it. But right now, we're not where we want to be at, and we have a lot of work to do.
Certainly. Well, fantastic game by Southern Virginia. You heard it from Cougar Clark. Big expectations, but a lot of work to do going forward. Congratulations, man. Enjoy this one with your
Appreciate
team.
it, man.
We'll see you next time.
Heck yeah, go Knights.
You heard it here. Cougar Clark very optimistic about the season. Played a great game. And what an exciting matchup we saw tonight from Southern Virginia against Arcadia.
Okay, and now we're going to have Coach Tom Peterson join us. And Coach, congratulations on the victory. A tremendous victory for you guys as you were able to outlast Arcadia, basically. I guess that's a good word to use, outlast. You guys really battled back in that 4th set at several times against Arcadia in that 4th set. It looked like they were going to make this a 5-set ordeal for you guys. You guys just kept hanging in there.
Yeah, I guess that's the good part of it.
Yeah.
I have less hair again than I did the other night because we just make so many just interesting errors at the wrong time. That team actually out-hit us, which is disappointing. And at the end of game 2, they were out-hitting us, and we just can't afford to do that offensively. Serve and serve receive is always going to key what we do.
Yeah, I think you had 20 service errors.
20 is just too much to get any rhythm going. And we'll get better. We have a new guy, as you know. Lobo is his nickname, and he's going to be good, but he's got to figure out some things, too. He's just a true freshman.
Well, he made some great shots. That one over here where he put it right down the line.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. In fact, all of our team can make this shot, but then we can make an error right after that. That's where we're at. We just have to make less errors than the other team. If we can equal the other team with what we're doing with serve and serve receive, I think our offense is good enough that we're going to be a good team. But we have to get the ball to the setter first in order to do that.
One thing's for sure, as you told us the other day, you guys are really deep, a lot of talent, good team chemistry. I know you mentioned that Thursday when we were talking with you about how deep this team is. You got a chance in set 3 to play some guys who didn't play in the first couple of sets a lot. So you really got a chance tonight to see how deep this team is.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad just because we make a change, and that's not always the reason why you lose, because you make a change. But I did want to see what we could do with those guys, and they needed that experience as well. But to come back in the 4th then and kind of now we start hot, then we get cold, hot and cold. That's just where we're at with everybody right now. Even in practice, we're hot and we're cold. Yeah. If we can even out a little bit, then we're going to be a good team. But the hard part is now we play the top team in our conference, one of the top 10 or 15 teams, whatever it is in the country, next Friday, our very next match.
In fact, you opened up in Ohio last weekend, and you will be back here at home for 3 more weeks.
Yeah. It is. This is the hard road trips now in conference.
Yeah.
And our conference is so tough. 3 of the top 15 teams, and then the next team to get votes. So you'd say they're number 16. They're in our division. 3 of them are in our division. We have 2 divisions. So we have to be in the top 3 in the division. We have to beat top teams in the country. There are no easy matches for us from now on.
So not having seen Juniata, how do you plan for them next Friday?
Well, we'll have film on them. They'll have film on us. We have a film exchange program that we have to go through. We'll have this match online here soon. That crossover is what we use, and then but we get to watch them as well. We saw them last week. We didn't play them, but we saw them last week at a tournament. They're very good, and what they do very well is they just make less mistakes right now than we do. For us to go there and beat them at their place, we're going to have to eliminate our errors.
Be pretty good for a second-year program.
Yeah, I guess I would just say that none of us are content to think that. Yeah, I think we are a good second-year program, but we want to be a little bit better than just a second-year program usually is. Yeah.
Congratulations on the victory, and good luck on the road next week.
Thank you, Jim.
Coach Tom Peterson right there. Again, his team able to outlast Arcadia in that 4th set. And Seth, with the victory, the Knights pick up their first home match. Their first home match of the year. It's a success. It was not easy. Arcadia, you got to tip your hat to them too. They play pretty tough.
Yeah, you heard it from Coach Peterson. He says he's got less hair now than when the game started, but it felt a lot closer than a 3-1 victory as far as sets go. But it's good. We mentioned this as a non-conference game, so going through some adversity and toughness before you get into conference play is huge, because you heard Cougar Clark in his interview when I asked him how he thought was going to happen in conference play and what to expect. He said hardships. He talked about the adversity they're going to go through. So the more of that you go through and the more of it you overcome, you come closer as a team and you get better and stronger. And man, I'm really excited to watch them play going forward.
And they'll be playing at home in about 3 weeks on February the 16th. The Knights will be playing on the road, though, for the next few weeks. And good luck to the Knights as they visit Juniata next Friday night. Congratulations on the Knights, though, picking up this win tonight over Arcadia in 4 sets. The Knights winning their first home match of the 2018 season. That'll wrap things up here from the Knights Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan for Seth Hansen and all of us here at Southern Virginia University. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, for Knights Volleyball.